A historic election for Utah. Provo Mayor John Curtis wins Utah's first ever special election.
And a changing of the guard among Utah's mayors. Several incumbents lose re-election as new city leaders prepare to be sworn into office. Welcome to 11 News at Noon. I'm Leanna Tan.
And I'm Jessica Coombs. Provo Mayor John Curtis wins the 3rd congressional district race by a landslide. Curtis, the Republican candidate, won 57.6% of the vote.
Dr. Kathy Allen, the Democratic challenger, pulled more than 30 points less, winning only 27%. Curtis expressed his thanks at an election results party last night.
Thank you for trusting me. Thank you to my wife, my children, and all my family and friends. Thank you.
Curtis's victory speech focused on re-emphasizing his commitment to all of his constituents, even the ones that didn't vote for him. The National Republican Congressional Committee reached out soon after the race was called to congratulate Mayor Curtis for running a, quote, top-notch campaign. Former Representative Jason Chaffetz left the 3rd District House he opened earlier this year when he unexpectedly stepped down in June.
The two other 3rd Congressional District candidates both conceded to the race to Curtis and thanked their supporters. Democratic candidate Kathy Allen posted on Facebook, quote, "I want to thank all of my supporters. I did not win, but we ran an honorable, intelligent race that I am proud of. It has meant a great deal to me to have support from people all over the country. I have certainly grown both as a human being and as a political candidate. Blessings to all of you." United Utah Party candidate Jim Bennett also posted on Facebook saying, quote, "Congratulations to Congressman John Curtis. This race has been a great experience from beginning to end. Thanks to all of you."
Now that Election Day is over and the results are in, the changing of the guard begins.
11 News reporter Allison Caffrey tells us what this means for Provo.
Yes, it's been an exciting few months for those running for office. This election year was a special one because of the resignation of Jason Chaffetz. He announced in May he would not be returning to his congressional seat, leaving it open for other candidates.
The special election to fill this vacancy was the first in Utah's history. I had a chance to sit down and talk to John Curtis about his campaign.
Campaigns are not my favorite. There are good parts of it, meeting with people, learning about issues, and learning about people's feelings. I enjoy all of that, but it's high pressure. If successful, there's so much to do.
Last night it was announced that he was successful, and a busy term as Utah's 3rd Congressional District representative starts today.
We did it! We did it! I want to show my gratitude, not with my words, but with my service.
Curtis received more than 55% of the votes, 57.6 to be exact. That is a 30-point lead over Kathy Allen, his Democratic opponent. His congressional duties will not allow him to finish the term of mayor, which ends in January.
There are procedures for what to do in case a mayor is not able to complete his or her term. However, those procedures were not written for situations where a new mayor has already been elected, such as the case here today.
We have to give notice, we have to take applications, we have to wait 2 weeks, and then do a public interview. And of course, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to appoint anyone except the person that the people have elected.
That person is likely going to be Michelle Kafusi, who is leading the race for the mayoral seat. She will be Provo's first female mayor.
Reporting for 11 News, I'm Allison Caffrey.
In addition to the special election for the 3rd congressional race, hundreds of other elections were also held across the state. 11 News reporter Charlie Young has some of those municipal election results.
Throughout Salt Lake and Utah counties, 15 mayoral positions were up for grabs. The votes are in, but no one is sworn in just yet. It was a historic race for the first woman mayor in Provo.
I'm Michelle Kafusi, and I'm running for Provo mayor.
According to the Utah County Clerk's Office, Michelle Kafusi beat Sherry Hall Everett by a little over 1,200 votes. She is the first woman in Provo to run and win. Another historic race for women in Vineyard City, Julie Fulmer won the election against current mayor Randy Farnworth. In Salt Lake County, 4 incumbent mayors did not get reelected. In Sandy, Utah's longest-tenured mayor, Tom Dolan, who has served for 24 years, lost to former state attorney Kurt Bradburn. In West Jordan, an election filled with a controversial history, Mayor Kim V. Rolfe lost his election to Jim Riding. At one point, the council of which Rolfe is a member attempted to lower the mayor's salary, and he sued to block the move. In Taylorsville, Christy Stedman beat Mayor Larry Johnson. She won by more than 1,100 votes. In Riverton, Bill Applegarth, who was in office for 12 years, lost to his opponent, Trent Staggs. Traditionally, the new mayors are sworn in on the first Monday of the year, but because that lands on New Year's, the cities are still deciding on dates. Reporting from the newsroom, Charlie Young, 11 News.
Democrats are celebrating after winning Tuesday's governor's races in New Jersey and Virginia. In the hotly contested race for governor in Virginia, the state's Democratic Lieutenant Governor Ralph Northam crushed Republican Ed Gillespie by 9 points. In New Jersey, Democrat Phil Murphy easily defeated the state's Republican Lieutenant Governor Kim Guadagno, who struggled to overcome the unpopularity of her boss, Governor Chris Christie. Virginia Democrat Danica Roem made history becoming the first openly transgender person elected and seated in a state legislature. And in New York City, Bill de Blasio won a second term as mayor.
Utahns voted for more than $500 million in educational bonds to fund school district projects. In the Canyon School District, 56% of voters said yes to a $283 million bond. The bond will fund the rebuilding of 6 schools and taxes will not increase. The Granite School District bond passed by 55%. The $238 million bond is part of a 40-year plan to remodel 31 schools in the district. Taxes are projected to increase by an average of $15 a month per home. The $106 million bond in Ogden City School District did not pass.
Millennials have a strong political presence on social media, but statistics show they're not pouring into the polls on Election Day. Only 57% of the eligible voter population cast ballots in 2016.
The least involved in voting is the under 30 demographic. Many young people are college students, and so they don't even live in the place where they grew up or where they expect to be.
Millennials say,
it's not a priority to me. I don't feel like it directly affects me.
But some party officials think the selfie generation will start to be more involved in the electoral process.
I think they're learning more and more every day the importance of their vote.
I think voting is very important because the very aspects of society that govern how you live, even the ability to take a selfie, are governed by the different laws.
Statistics show voter turnout for Generation X and millennials increased in 2008.
We had an uptick in voter participation in 2008 when Barack Obama ran.
Some millennials say that their voter participation is dependent on representatives that listen and make good choices.
Not just for me, but for equality, then yeah, I would cast a vote.
But party officials say the only way to get the representation you want is to fill out the ballot.
If you want candidates to listen to your opinion, you want them to represent your values, you have to make known your voice by casting votes at the ballot box.
Utah officials say a simplified voting process should encourage younger voter participation. They say millennials need to do more than just posting on social media.
Changing this idea that if you like something on Facebook, that you've done your job.
Register to vote. It's an important part of who we are as Americans. A lot of people have fought and died to allow us that opportunity, and we should take that seriously and make it happen.
A police officer and 2 teens are in the hospital after a shooting at an apartment complex in West Valley City. Unified Police received a call about a shooting at 3300 South and 1300 West around 7:30 last night. Details about the shootings are still unclear. Police have not said whether or not the officer was on or off duty or why he was at the complex and whether the 3 shooting victims are connected in any way. Police say all 3 people are expected to survive.
Police arrest a Nephi nurse and charge him with sexually molesting his coworkers. 58-year-old Bruce Aitken is accused of asking underage girls for sex and inappropriately touching them. Police say the victims who work with Aitken at the Heritage Hills Rehabilitation and Care Center in Nephi have come forward. Aitken has denied most of the claims. He was placed on administrative leave and has since been terminated.
21,000 Utah Department of Transportation Express Pass accounts were potentially compromised, and the website is currently shut down. The breach allowed anyone to type in an account number and get people's full names, addresses, and partial credit card information. UDOT says they don't know how long the website was vulnerable. When UDOT figures out if any of the accounts were specifically targeted, they say they will personally notify the account holders.
President Trump gives North Korea a stern warning.
Every step you take down this dark path increases the peril you face.
We'll tell you how North Korea responded.
A new fitness craze is sweeping across Utah. See how 2 sisters are helping their students find strength through fitness.
Snow-capped mountains will be a regular sight moving forward. I'll tell you new levels at several ski resorts around the state.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Open road, here comes the Heffley family.
Whether it's a short trip or a long haul.
Estimated time, 47 hours.
They will beg.
You're hungry? I'm happy to provide.
They will plead.
Deep fried butter on a stick.
But whatever you do, don't wimp out.
Now you're talking?
Make them buckle up.
He can't hurt.
Remember, safety first. Cheese curls second.
Are you orange?
Okay, so we drowned the fire.
Yep.
Stirred it. Drowned it again. And now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. Already posted it.
President Trump threatens North Korea and calls for a complete denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula.
Do not underestimate us, and do not try us.
The U.S. president spoke yesterday at the South Korean National Assembly, but addressed most of his remarks to the North Korean regime. Trump focused on North Korea's nuclear threats, saying they should not try the patience of the U.S. North Korea responded, saying they, quote, don't care what that mad dog may say, they've already heard enough.
Vice President Mike Pence is traveling to Texas today to meet with the victims and families involved in Sunday's deadly church shooting. Pence and his wife Karen will spend their time in Sutherland Springs, where the shooting took place. They will also attend a prayer vigil at a local high school later tonight. Pence set out a tweet on Monday afternoon saying, "We are with you, Texas." Investigators are uncovering more about the suspect in the largest mass shooting in Texas state history. Texas church killer Devin Kelley escaped from a New Mexico mental health care before he pleaded guilty to assaulting his ex-wife and stepson in 2012. He was put there after he tried to carry out death threats on his commanding officers and was caught sneaking guns into Holloman Air Force Base. Despite his history, he was still able to legally buy the guns he used in the shooting. Mental health has become a hot topic, especially since the deadly massacres in Sutherland Springs, Texas, and Las Vegas.
11 News reporter Madison Heap found out how undiagnosed mental illnesses are affecting those police investigations.
And be with us, dear, as we learn to deal with this.
Officials are investigating the motive behind the Texas church shooting that killed 26 people.
This isn't a guns situation. This is a mental health problem at the highest level.
Investigators found the shooter, Devin Patrick Kelley, did escape from a mental health institution. They say it was his unhealthy mental state that led to more than 24 deaths. A month ago in Vegas, 58 people died when Stephen Paddock sprayed bullets on concertgoers. After an investigation, Sheriff Joe Bombardo says Paddock had mental health issues that went undiagnosed. That's 2 times in 2 months officials say unchecked mental health is to blame for mass shootings. But Rob Westman of National Alliance of Mental Illness says he's not convinced it's just an untreated mental health issue.
Those events are so infrequent, and it's not a common response to an untreated mental illness.
In fact, Westman says people with mental illnesses are more likely to be victims of violence and abuse instead of causing it. Allie Blake has anxiety that went undiagnosed for years.
I always felt stuck and very alone.
But her anxiety never led to violence.
Even though my hardest days when I'm crying and I'm stressed and I feel like, how am I going to get over this? Never once has my reaction felt like I needed to do anything violent.
Westman says he's not surprised undiagnosed mental health is part of the conversation around these mass shootings.
Police and other emergency responders are not trained clinicians, so they're not going to be able to diagnose an issue.
Westman says undiagnosed mental health can't be the conclusion of why these devastating events happened.
Everyone reacts to mental health differently.
Reporting from Provo, Madison Heap, 11 News.
Somos Dreamers, an organization dedicated to undocumented students at the University of Utah, is hosting an education week for allies. 11 News reporter Bella Vaughn attended the conference where they're encouraging faculty and students to get involved.
I went from undocumented legal permanent resident to citizen, right? But that's the benefit that I have now, but a lot of my friends don't.
Somos Dreamers hopes to change the rhetoric surrounding undocumented students and encourages supporters to speak up and take action. The Dreamers want faculty and students at the U to help students who are experiencing firsthand the consequences following the end of DACA. A member of the organization said that this week is an opportunity for insiders to inform people on the basics of immigration issues to promote change.
Out and help the community and help with the issues, or maybe even change some minds.
The University of Utah's Dream Center works with undocumented students and their families to provide things from scholarship support to mentoring. However, Somos Dreamers said we should be doing more than just sending students to the Dream Center. The panelists say the Dream Center is understaffed and underfunded. The panelists encourage the crowd to normalize undocumented students' needs, be discreet, and talk to their representatives. Maya Sedano, the manager at the nonprofit Communities United, urges allies to work together for a clean Dream Act that would eliminate deportation, create an easier way for people to receive citizenship, and provide no money for the wall or detention centers. Sedano wants everyone to enjoy the benefits of legalization that she now experiences.
When somebody gets their status, when somebody gets a permanent resident card, when somebody becomes legalized, it benefits everyone.
Sedano delivered 2,000 signatures for the DREAM Act to Senator Hatch's D.C. office and is currently planning a political action. In Salt Lake City, Bella Vaughn, 11 News.
Staying motivated to be fit isn't always easy, but the right workout and instructors make all the difference. 11 News reporter Sabrina Riley tried out a new workout focused on high energy, taught by two sisters in Salt Lake.
4, 3, 2.
A workout craze.
The workout itself, you don't realize how hard you're working because it's so fun.
Redefining fitness.
It's totally changed the view on fitness.
It's called High Fitness, and since 2013, people like sisters Amy Johnson and Shauna Wilson can't stay away.
It was hard, but then we kept going back, and we're like, why do we love it so much? But it's just addicting. It really is.
High Fitness is choreographed interval training to music everyone knows and loves.
It's not just dancey. I mean, it has very simple dance moves, but it's got burpees, lunges, squats.
They loved the fun atmosphere, music, and confidence it gave them. So they decided to become instructors together.
We have a lot of fun together. Honestly, we're like each other's brains.
In just a year and a half, they've gained almost 2,000 followers on social media and teach nearly 100 students every week.
But if we can get a following, and if we can change one person's life, then it's worth it.
Their passion is contagious, and their students say it makes all the difference.
Something about them just makes you want to be here.
For Brittany, their class has given her the confidence to keep fighting when life gets hard.
At a time when I was struggling with depression and anxiety, I had the motivation to make myself better.
Each class, Amy and Shauna plan their playlist with songs they hope will inspire their students to keep pushing through the hard moments.
We Will Rock You is for sure our dad's anthem.
But this class was more special than most.
So today is November 4th, and my dad passed away November 4th. It's been
8 years ago. Their father unexpectedly passed away from the swine flu epidemic.
I think even the doctors were stunned.
And this class's playlist was made with him in mind.
It's just something that reminds us of him, and it's kind of like he's there. He's kind of like we know he's proud of us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry.
I know, I'm gonna cry too.
But we know that he would be proud of what we've done and what we've accomplished. And I know he would love to be at that class.
Although it was difficult, their family found a way to stay positive through it all. And now they're using High to help others rise above adversity.
We've grown really close as a family. I feel like it can go one way or the other. It can either really tear you down, or you can find strength in what you didn't know you had.
And that's the message they hope others will find for themselves in every class.
Girls and my girls realize that you are perfect as you are. You don't need to look like anyone else. You don't need to act like anyone else. Just be you and be you.
In Salt Lake, Sabrina Riley, 11 News.
It's 45 degrees here in Provo currently. We've got partly blue skies, as you can see behind me, and that's part of the reason it was so chilly this morning. That heat escaped up into the atmosphere. Recent rain and wind that we've been experiencing have stripped the trees from their leaves, so we're going to have to look elsewhere for the beauty here in Utah, and that'll be in the snow-capped mountains that we'll talk about here in a little bit. As we look across the state for the state highs, I hope you didn't brave it or just try and tough it out this morning, because it's not really going to warm up that much. We've got 50s and the 40s across the state. It's going to stay rather chilly this morning. It's increased a little bit from the 20s we experienced this morning, but still it's not going to get that warm. At the state lows, again, we're going to have several places across the state below freezing. So you're going to want to make sure a new staple in your wardrobe are gloves, beanies, scarves, that kind of thing. You're going to want to make sure you bundle up every morning, as it's going to stay warm or it's going to stay cold. Now, if we look across Utah, we're starting to get some more snow in some of the ski resorts. Alta, Deer Valley, Sundance. Still don't have any snow to report, but Brighton and Snow Basin are starting to build off a good base. The 4 inches and 1 inch are reporting in the last 24 hours. So it might be time to dust off the skis, or maybe get interested in snowboarding if you want to, because we're probably going to have some good snow this year. Now, if we look at the 5-day forecast, we're going to have mostly sun in southern Utah. It's going to be nice in the 70s, 40s, no surprise. And across the Wasatch Front, I just wanted to let you know of a few things. It's going to be a little breezy tomorrow, so make sure you bundle up, as it's going to be colder with that wind. And then also we should expect some rain on Saturday, maybe 20-30%, so it shouldn't be too bad. But things are going to get colder, so I hope everybody wore jackets today.
I did. I wore my coat. And we're looking a little springy for this winter weather.
Don't be fooled. It's fall going to be winter.
Yeah, so cold.
Yeah, honestly, we can hope the Jazz can warm up as the weather does, because they've been ice cold and on a 3-game losing streak. I'll show you how the 76ers did something they haven't done in 5 years. The BYU women's soccer season comes to an end without a postseason run, but a few good things coming out of the end of the season. I'll show you who won the WCC honors.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to SaveTheFood.com.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
BYU basketball plays their final exhibition game tonight at the Marriott Center versus Colorado College at 7 p.m. The Colorado College Tigers are a Division III school that competes in the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference. The last time the two teams met was in 2013. The Cougars rolled over the Tigers 94-59. This will be the final game for the Cougars to prepare for the regular season, which starts on Saturday at home versus Mississippi Valley State. You can watch both these games on BYU TV. The BYU women's soccer team has their season is over. It didn't end as many as hoped. A few players helped BYU soccer keep a positive mindset going into the offseason. 4 Cougars received all WCC honors yesterday. Seniors Taylor Isom and Maddie Lyons-Matthews were named the All WCC First Team. Freshman Michaela Coulihan and senior Nadia Gomes received honorable mentions. Coulihan also was named to the freshman team. The Philadelphia 76ers were in town last night, and the Utah Jazz could not do anything to slow them down. The 76ers looking for their first 5-game winning streak since the 2011-2012 season. Dario Saric getting it in the corner, finding the bottom of the net. That was 3 of his season-high 25 points. Philadelphia would lead the whole game. In the third, Joe Ingles spotting up on the elbow 3, trying to put it down. Rims out, but Rudy Gobert right there to clean up the garbage and throw it down with a monster jam. Saric would hit this 3 in the corner with minutes left, sealing the deal. The Jazz lose 102-97. Tragedy hit baseball community as Roy Holloway died yesterday when his plane crashed in the Gulf of Mexico. An investigation is underway, and there are still many unanswered questions. MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred yesterday released this statement. We are shocked, deeply saddened by the tragic passing of Roy Halladay. I extend my condolences to his family. He is a well-respected figure throughout the game. Roy was a fierce competitor during his 16-year career. For more sports highlights and stories, tune in Friday at noon for Why Sports. We'll be right back.
Cost of family time activities getting you down?
Hello, I'm Dr. Spruce. If you or someone you know needs a healthy dose of nature, visit discovertheforest.org to find out which park or forest is closest to your family.
Acorns are not real currency, but that's okay because parks or forests are either free or super affordable. It's a truly economical way for the whole family to enjoy each other's company and bond beyond the confines of concrete buildings and rush hour.
In a life-size Lego house. Families can win a free night at this Lego house in Denmark. To enter the contest, answer only one question. If you had an unlimited supply of Lego bricks, what would you build? The answer will be judged based on creativities, and winners will win a flight to Denmark on November 24th.
That's your 11 News at noon for November 8th, 2017.
For more information on our stories or to share them with your friends,
Thanks
visit our website.